and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Troublemaker. This is the Wargame Cup 2012 semifinals, and our semifinalists are representing the color blue. His name is Fiva55. I've been calling him Fiva this whole time, but I guess in the European dialectic, any FI is in fact Fi. His name is Fiva55. And his opponent, playing as red, is Elukka. Of course, Elukka is red, and he's a pack player. Fiva is NATO. So, Fiva55 has been getting through this tournament with a stylistic type of rush. Not so stylistic like Bent Grew. Basically did the same thing every time, but something that was very rushy. Not always helicopters, not always infantry. Groupings of units that do very well together. However, Fill the Gap is one that's not particularly good for rushing. This is because there's two entry points. There. So let's say Fiva55 was to rush based on positions right here. He would assume that his opponent would want to take India, Hotel, or Mike Kilo India type thing. It's harder to plan when you're on a larger map and things get crazier. That's one thing you have to keep in mind about this particular matchup. So generally speaking, people who spread their units around the map, that is, try to fight for India, try and fight for these locations, generally do better. That's one thing to keep at this map. And one of the challenges of Fiva55 is going to be playing a regular game. He has done it before. He has played the Fill the Gap. He beat his opponent there, obviously. But he's playing against Elukka. And Elukka's very fond and very favorable towards playing these very long macro games. He does very well at them. Elukka, I guess, would be one of the luckier people in the tournament. Basically, he's now almost been eliminated twice. Last round he was eliminated, but he was given a bye. And one round before, he basically survived because of artillery fire. So, you know, you're seeing a guy who's been very, very lucky in the tournament and taking out a lot of high-profile opponents in the meantime. Looks like we're going to see a little bit of a spread here from Fiva55. He's got a nice little squadron of Weasels, Saracens, and a command armor here. Might look to take this Bravo location. And there's just not much over here, so I can't imagine him doing too much of this. He does have some of these AML links, though, so he might want to put on a little bit of pressure. AML links, of course, are not quite good in the mid-game, in which people use small groups units to snipe large groups units. And here we go. Fiva's rushing a helicopter ahead. Doesn't really have a scout, though, so he's not going to be able to spot for this helicopter. And uses the single helicopter to see what's going ahead, and there's not too much. But it looks like he's going to run it straight into a Grenzer. All the while, he will have some infantry coming to secure this town location, as well as another group of infantry to try and secure this town location here. Basically wants to secure reinforcement points wherever he can. And he actually has a flank of infantry and lynxes. Looks like they were trying to go for India. Going to try and pick off some of these vefed here on the map, and actually gets one. That's a huge hit, giving a tie right now. All the while, look at this. A nice little flank on the side here from Fiva55. And he has one here and here. He might try to trap all these units in the middle. If he can trap these units, that would be huge. He's rushing ahead with his AML links hit squad with a nice little Bradley recon unit. And he's got his other flank coming around the side here as well. And it looks like he's very adamant on securing India. This key India location, very wise. Elukka quickly pulls back his command armor. And just to note like how smart he's being with this. Most people would pull back to this hotel location. However, Fiva55 knows that you would pull back to this hotel location, so he would go for that hotel location and try and snipe that commander. He would know the path. So instead he's going to bring it back to Lima on a very suspicious path, and they'll rush. Look at this, he's just keep rushing right through the middle of all these units. Louis MK20 is just not taking enough damage each time to die, will continue to live, and he's dropping a few Fusilier squads to try and wipe out this force. He's very, very wanting to steal this entire middle section here. And he could do it. He is absolutely doing. He's moved his commander up from Bravo into India, and now he's just pounding on these poor, unsuspecting infantry. He's got some Prizik Igla here. Unfortunately, this will not be the unit of choice, as the rush just doesn't seem to be stopping here for Fiva55. He's going to keep going. He doesn't have a lot of anti-air. He's going to be relying on these infantry anti-air here, as some transport helicopters are rallied out for Elukka. And he might lose them if he gets too close to them. This is kind of scary. One of them looks like it's very close to getting down. You can kind of see it's spiraling out of control here. And this is going to be a lot of micro from Elukka to try and keep these helicopters alive while doing some amount of damage. But these VABs just don't seem stoppable. They just keep rushing forward. The VABs alone might be able to do it. Here comes the Lod blowpipes. The Lod blowpipe team, 5 each, going to go and get nice clean shots off. Might be able to take down some transport helicopters. Who knows? And will they strike? Here they go. They get one transport helicopter. They already paid for themselves. Easily. So now we see that Fiva55 has, in fact, secured the wrong half of the map. Strategically, the wrong half of the map. He doesn't have a lot of force in the south here, and this is a huge weakness in his play. If his opponent was just pushed forward, he would be in a lot of trouble. But Elukka playing very cautiously. However, look at this. He's taking a position in the woods here, so he can strike across here. He's got a position in the middle. They can strike across here. There's a lot of weaknesses here, but they're not exactly ones that we see Elukka exploiting. And in fact, it looks like more infantry are going to get cleaned up here for Fiva55. He's looking really good. Now keep in mind, Elukka is massively in the lead. This kind of play from Fiva55 has cost him quite a bit. He's 200 points behind because of it. And yes, he has middle. But that's it. Actually, whoa, look at this. He's actually going to move his command number up to Juliet. Now keep in mind, there's no points advantage here. It's a 2-point base. And he's not going to be able to get any massive leads by changing this, but it does make it a little more secure. He does have more forces around here, and it also creates an interesting little box. Actually, you'll note that all the forces have a nice little flank around Elukka, and this actually works really, really well for Fiva55. He's basically shrinking the map in half. There's an entire half of the map that is not going to get used at all, and now he's going to be able to deal with Elukka on his terms, which is high amounts of micro. And here comes the AML Lynxes, picking off a lot of these infantry fighting vehicles. And we see, oh, we have some nice little rocket fire coming from these transport helicopters, trying to pick off any of these infantry carriers they can. And transport helicopters are desperately running out of ammunition, as a lot of blowpipes are destroyed, get sniped off very easily. Another Saracen carrier coming up needs to get dropped off in a desperately bad way. But no, the transport helicopter might just get away. Now, suddenly there's a really bad position here for Elukka. He doesn't really know what to do with his command numbers. He has one at Kilo, but he doesn't know what to do with this one, because there's no really great position. If you look on the map, we'll see that there are in fact 10 shots here at the Mike location, and he's just going to be able to continue to rally into this location and stop any reinforcement from this point. On top of that, there's no real security here. There's a group of infantry coming up to block this reinforcement point here. So in fact, Fiva is really playing ahead of the game. He's obviously practiced this build quite a bit. He has most of the map pretty well secured right now. Not trading quite effectively, but that's about to change. Once you have infantry at the reinforcement points, you can take out tanks, you can take out recons, you can take out helicopters, you can take out everything. Because there's a few seconds where they don't respond. And that's not good. So reason why Fiva55 is not really pulling in just yet is there is a T80 and a T62 available to defend, and he just doesn't want to risk it just yet. But that apprehension looks like it's going to slowly sneak away. He's trying to get into a better position with these AML Lynxes to do some damage. A recon actually from Fiva55 going to use to take out some of these wooded units with support of some AML Lynxes, of course. And here comes 2 infantry from Elukka trying to drop them on top of the Lynxes, and he runs past. One Motshuten's forced out, and the other one is going to get dropped. And it does, alright. Might be able to kill off a Lynx here. That would be huge. Of course, Lynxes have very, very limited supply, and this is what I'm talking about. Infantry in the woods. Infantry versus infantry. This is Elukka being very smart, but, I mean, it's going to cost him. It's going to cost him dearly to try and liberate this location. All the while, we see another group of units going to try and liberate this woods location. And now even the central location is becoming kind of tenuous right now, as these massive groups, 80 Fusiliers against Vaisarkaris, not good. All the while, the reinforcement point is hugely different, and a lot of blowpipes in the woods might get used to try to get the transfer helicopter. All the while, more chasseurs just going to run, just going to jog it. And there's still one Mott shoots in the woods here. will die sooner rather than later. And the Fusiliers versus the Spoos, not being micro back, of course. And he might be able to get it. And he might also be able to get this Kolos, which would be quite huge. Another little supply, especially because he's running out of ammunition. And yeah, this is not looking good. Not looking good at all. Elukka might be wiped out of the tournament for a second time. And look at this. He's actually secured the hotel location and the Juliet location. So now he's shrunk the map to basically Mike Kilo, in which he has the 2 closest rally points to it and a superior income. Very, very smart. Very good play. Motschützen somehow still alive here. Might be able to do a little bit of damage with that one, but hard to say. And now looks like this position might get wiped out, but whoa, we have some Lynxes coming up to join the fray. He really wants to secure this location. He's actually going to rally in 3 Fusilier squads in Saracens, so he's not messing around here. And just really inching away with this recon, trying to get any information that he can. And he gets a little bit. He spots the T-62. And all the while, like, this battle for this location here is huge. It is epic. It is foolish. And a little bit of a misstep here by Fiva, not getting this infantry unloaded in time, and that'll cost him dearly. This will allow Elukka to really secure this location. Here comes 2 more squads of Fusiliers, and Roland looks like it might be able to take out this recon helicopter. Let's go ahead and see. No, it's actually going to the transport helicopter. It gets the kill. Critical impact. That's called a crit. And now more chasseurs. Not too many, keep in mind. It's just like 2 units, not even 2 units, two individuals. A little bit of mismicro on the AML links here. And they desperately need supplies right now. And the command armor for Fiva is actually going to go run into Lima. So now he's even further boxed in his opponent. His opponent cannot cross this central location. Troops are watching for there. They cannot go through any of these locations. He's completely stuck in Mike Kilo. And this might have been the plan of Fiva all along. He might have intended to shrink the map in this way so that he can just completely dominate Elukka on micro. And it seems to be working. All the while dominating on these reinforcement points, has 20 Fusiliers versus 2 Motschützens. He's pulling back the Fusiliers though for some reason, and the Saracens are taking the brunt of the damage. Here comes a Malka from Elukka, very exposed right now. If Fiva can take that out, that would be absolutely devastating. But no, he's going to be happy, going for the reinforcement point. And oh, we have an AML-60 mortar carrier here as well to support this little push. And he will be able to pretty well secure this location using that AML-60 mortar carrier. The Malka might in fact get away though. It doesn't look like that's the central focus here of Fiva. But this is really how Elukka won his last one of his games. He rallied out artillery and just pounded the location until he killed the commander. I'm not sure if he was going to be so easy to kill with that. He is very mobile for his place. I mean, for freak's sakes, he's taken the original base of his opponent. That's how mobile he is. While 20 Motschützens are going to try and rush into the town. If he can take that town location, that'd be great, but doesn't look like it's really possible. There are 5 chasseurs to greet him, and an AML-90 Lynx, which is getting hit quite a bit. And he goes down. Get a little bit sloppy here from Fiva, who is inching ahead in score, but he's still not that far ahead. All the while, this Malka shot's hitting nice, pristine location. 40 Fusilier squads here. Lots of great points. And the battle for this reinforcement point continues. There's a Prizik Igla in here. Looks like a little bit of a miss rally from Elukka, who pretty much can only make units that can try and take this location, which is infantry. And all the while, this benefits Fiva, because he knows there's going to be a lot of infantry on the map. He gets mortars. A little bit of a mind play here. You know, you play in such a way so your opponent's forced to get something, and then you beat him back with it. But keep in mind, Elukka didn't fall for the bait. He has some T-62s out here, which is really weird. You usually don't fight force off with T-62s. It's just too expensive. But with the T-62s, he will be able to push forward and actually do some damage on Fiva55. But if these Fusiliers get close enough, this could be the mistake that breaks the back of Elukka. And here we go. He gets 1 key shot off, gets 1 T-62 down. Now the chasseurs come in, both of them go down, and now it's really close. It is 2 points of difference. Trying to use the Scott carrier as a distraction, pushing it forward in hopes that his opponent kills it, which he does, which means he has some missed shots on the key target, this infantry squad here. The mortar carrier of Fiva is not really firing right now. The Malka is actually moving up to a very odd position. Right next to this Roland too. And really making itself isolated. All the while, these infantry just keep creeping forward. More T-64s and T-62s are on their way out. In fact, they're all just T-62s. 4 T-62s. And this is going to be a very expensive exchange for Elukka. It will secure this location, but at what cost? That's the question. Here comes the mortar fire. Just smashing at this location, trying to cause whatever morale damage it can to these tanks. And morale damage is key. If you can get one of these fleeting and running, that's problematic for poor little Fiva55. There is a transport helicopter rallied out, trying to help pick off some units. With its burst fire, it should be able to do a lot of damage, but it doesn't seem to be able to get the shot off, and doesn't also seem to be used for here. T-62s are creeping forward, however. Chasseurs in the woods are just too good against tanks. Too good. And there is a BTR-60 Pi here to offer some anti-infantry support, but here comes another group of chasseurs, and this is just not looking that great. In fact, this exchange has cost Elukka another 200 points. Elsewhere on the map, we're seeing the middle is pretty well all cleared out. The FOB for Elukka has been destroyed by these Lynx carriers, and this commander is in a really bad position. All the while, we see Malka getting chased down by a Roland. Of course, neither of these units can really hit each other, so that's why it's kind of funny. So now these T-62s are pushing through, which is great. Amazing. And this command number here for Elukka is going to get moved into a new position. But whoa, 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 whoa. This is kind of scary. This is a Bradley CFV. Bradley CFVs have very, very long range of vision. And on top of that, they have rockets. And to get the T-62, he's got 12 rockets in there. He could potentially get the command armor. And here we go. He's getting his fire. He's going to get fire up. He shot at the landed recon helicopter already, or maybe the Colos. All the while, we have a little bit of lulls in the action in the woods here. Everything's pretty well calmed down. And here comes a Bradley CFV. Gonna fire off at the command armor. This is just good eyes, good attention by P55. And will he get it? Looks like it was a miss. Complete miss. No, he was actually going to try and take out the recon helicopter as it was landed. Here comes the shot at the command armor, and it kills it. That is huge. He's going to get another shot off. There's a command armor moving from Elukka. He realizes he's in trouble. And what's going to happen? The Bradley CFB is moving, trying to shoot up its rocket, and it gets a huge hit. Getting the critical impact. The big kill. Fiva55 is our second finalist. He will be facing Delta in the finals. And that removes all the pack players from the tournament. My name has been Troublemaker. Thank you guys for watching. I will have an annotation up. Definitely watch it. It's an annotation featuring, video featuring Fiva55 himself, where he explains his strategy on the map, what he's doing, and he's co-casting with Elukka on Elukka TV. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys for the finals.